Hello everyone, welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering. Today we are talking about Halfheart, Goblin Tactician from the Time Spiral set. I love the cards from the Time Spiral set so far. There's some really awesome cool build-arounds, and one of the things that I'm trying to do is shorten them a little bit more and really focus on something that's unique for these commanders as far as deck ideas. So if you want to build with this commander and you want to do something more generic, more powerful, more popular, go ahead to your favorite website and do that. Hopefully I'm going to be talking about a unique, crazy, or even difficult deck idea to build around with this commander. So let's get right on into it. Halfheart is a legendary Goblin advisor, and it's not good at advising its troops, but we're going to take advantage of that. It is a 3/2 for its power and toughness, and it has a mana value of 4, 3 generic, 1 red. And then it has a triggered ability. Whenever another goblin you control becomes blocked, sacrifice it. If you do, it deals 4 damage to each creature blocking it. So this crazy go and attack your enemies, and it doesn't matter if you get blocked or not, because we are going to deal damage no matter what happens. And then an activated ability is sacrifice 2 mountains. So it's got to be specifically mountains, not just any land, mountains specifically. Create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, which is pretty nice. You are digging in the mountains, you're making an army of goblins from that, and then you are throwing them literally at anything that it can hit, whether it's the 1 damage to your opponents or the 4 damage to each creature blocking it. Your goblins will be getting damage in, which is crazy. Now, one thing to note, there's no card rulings for this commander, but let me know in the comments down below if I'm mistaken, but I think I'm not mistaken. When it says sacrifice 2 mountains, it is referring to the land type mountain. So yes, you have to sacrifice 2 mountains, but they don't have to be 2 lands named mountains. It doesn't have to be basic lands, it just has to be a mountain type land. So if you have a triome that has mountain in it, you should be able to sacrifice that to this. If you have a dual land with mountain in it, you should also be able to sacrifice it to this ability. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong on that, but I believe that should work that way. Not that you would be doing that in this deck anyway, because this is a mono red commander, but if this were in a 2-color, 3-color deck is what I'm trying to get at. Let me know in the comments below. No card rulings. A card I chose to synergize with this commander is Siege Gang Lieutenant, and clearly this goblin is right in the same mindset as our Goblin Advisor. We want to fling our goblins at our opponents by making more goblins, and then be able to sacrifice those goblins no matter what the cost. We are going to deal lots of damage. Really cool stuff. And the cool thing about Siege Gang Lieutenant is it works right in hand with our commander by creating those army of tokens, which is very important for this deck. And then the weird janky build around for this commander is we want our goblins to go blow up and deal as much damage to each of our opponent's creatures as possible. So the card I really wanted to build around with this janky build around is Repercussion, which is an enchantment that when creatures are dealt damage, they deal that much damage to their controllers, and then lure effects. So this is going to be a challenging deck to build around because Repercussion is going to be one of the 99 cards in your deck. There might be a few other cards that care about when your opponent's creatures are dealt damage, deal more of that damage to their controllers themselves. There might be more of that kind of effect in Commander. I just couldn't think of any at the time. But what you need are those kind of effects and lure effects. And lure effects, clearly as stated on Nemesis Mask, is all creatures able to block blank creature, equipped creature, enchanted creature, yada yada yada. All creatures able to block goblins, essentially, is the deck we're going for, do so. You want your opponents to use all of their creatures to block one of your creatures, like the Goblin Grappler, which it itself has a cool ability called Provoke, where it forces, you can target a creature and force it to block the Goblin Grappler. And then with the commander in play, they're gonna be sacrificed, they're gonna deal 4 damage to every creature blocking it, and then with repercussion or a similar effect, it's gonna deal that damage to your opponent as well. So very powerful because it turns all of our 1/1 goblins into 4/4 bombs. Just blow up the creature blocking it and also deal the 4 damage instead of the 1 to our opponents is just extremely explosive, powerful, very cool, and very difficult, I imagine, to build around. So let me know what you guys think of this deck idea, if it's even possible to do. And that is going to do it for Ib, Halfheart, Goblin, Tactician. Really cool commander, very popular, and so it does have the rank of S. You can go online and find tons of different deck ideas for this commander. The one I showed you guys is one of the crazy, small, janky, unique deck ideas that I could think of for this commander. And very, very fun. Goblins have been around since the beginning of Magic, and they are continuously crazy, awesome, cool, and sometimes very explosive creature type. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. If there's anything I haven't talked about in this video, let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!